Brewers log May 9th, 2021. So I finally got my kombucha bottled today, and I got 5 full bottles, or mostly full bottles, those and a half a bottle. So the half a bottle will probably get drank tomorrow after I put them in the fridge overnight. Currently there is no extra juices in it. There are 2 here. They have ginger, and I used, let's see if this will show up very well. So I've used a ginger juice that I put a teaspoon into each of the jars and then put the kombucha on top of it. That worked fairly well. I have another jar here that is just straight kombucha without any extra to it. And then I have 2 jars that have a teaspoon of elderberry concentrate. The elderberry concentrate, it caused them to foam up a whole lot more. So I think next time I'm going to fill the bottles first with kombucha and then add the elderberry extract afterwards. But I do know the flavoring comes out about right on that, or at least when we were trying it in glasses when we first tried it, we were using half a teaspoon to a cup, and we figure these are 12 to 16 ounces. I figured just getting into the next is going to be closer to the 12. So I think that I've got the correct ratio. We'll have to try and see. But right now they've been bottled. I do have to say, using the spout on this was not as easy for filling bottles as a bottling wand is. So I'm going to have to debate on whether I'm going to remove the Scooby and use a bottling wand next time. And especially since the spout only gets down to about here. So there's quite a bit at the very bottom that has to be poured out. And that's actually what this last bottle that is only half full had to be poured out of the bottom. So it may not even be worth drinking. But at the same time, bottling wands are much easier to use, or at least they are based on what I've done so far. So we'll see if I use the spout for it. But the spout is very nice for just getting taste and know where the flavors are at. I will say I will let it run. The first batch go too long. It was a little more vinegary than what I would prefer on a kombucha, but it wasn't that far off. So even though I went almost 2 weeks with it wasn't too bad. The big thing this time is I'll have to watch and see when it gets between 6 and 7 days. I need to start tasting it. The last one and my Scooby sank all the way to the bottom. And so the new Scooby was forming, and it took it at least 10 days before it had a decent Scooby on the top. So, but the last 4 days, 5 days, is that it was sitting down here, or the Scooby grew fairly well. And as you can see, it's a nice thick Scooby on top of there. I probably could have split it into 2, which is probably what I'm going to do next time, and get both of my jars going at the same time, so I can make more than 5 bottles at a time. But so far, or what we've tasted of it, it has come out fairly well. The ginger and the elderberry is the 2 juices we have right now to try with it. We'll see what we do later on, but that's what I've got for today. I do have my 2 ginger ciders jugs back here. They're exactly at a month. They've really stopped bubbling, and everything sank to the bottom. So I'd hope to get them racked this weekend, but it may be later on this week that I get them racked and then hopefully bottled sometime soon. But they have definitely done well, and they seem to be clearing rather nicely. So hopefully that'll be the next step on this, and then I can get some other stuff going. But that was what I was able to get done today.